As I cleanse the cards, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, release any doubts, stress, or ruminating thoughts. Now your mind is fully free and clear of any clutter, allowing you to fully understand and receive this tarot reading that you are about to see here today. And of course, as always, this has everybody's highest good in mind. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and I am so excited to get into today's video because we are doing a pick a card all about what your life is finally going to look like once you lock in. Now, I'm sure for all of you here watching this video, there is something that has been on your mind that you really feel a calling to change, really to just shift in your life to just make an overall big difference, whether this is your career, family life, personal development. I mean, however this applies to you, there's been something that you are wanting to be different. And sometimes it's just hard to find that motivation and that discipline to really get going and stay consistent. So, this video is here to kind of affirm your dreams and validate that what you are thinking you want for yourself is what is best for you because, yeah, you're about to find out just how amazing your life can be and will be once you finally lock in and commit yourself to your dreams. So, before we get into the reading, I do want to mention that if you like the way I present this content to you, please be sure to give me a like and subscribe, as that really helps my channel grow. And also, I will be now throwing in there maybe once a month, I'm not quite sure, but a little paranormal ghost hunting video, as that's just something I really like to do in my own time. Not the best production, as I just have like my phone, but I have some other cool, like little ghosty things, ghost hunting devices that I bring with me to just kind of explore some cool places. So that's something that I'll occasionally be doing on here. But, anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into today's readings. Hello, friends, and welcome to today's pick a card video on what your life is going to look like when you finally lock in. So, here we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you are new to these videos, what you're going to do is you're going to be using your intuition to figure out which one of these piles here has the correct message for you. A great way to do that is focus on something here, like this candle. And when you shift your focus over to your peripheral vision, you'll notice that one of these piles has a natural, like magnetizing pull towards it. Your eyes are really going to want to look at it. That's a good indicator that that is the pile for you. Another way to figure that out, if that's not quite working, is close your eyes and whichever number 1 through 4 pops into your head first, that's the one to go with. And yeah, so let's get into the piles and the crystals on top. For here on pile number 1, we have some unakite. Pile 2, we have a smoky quartz sphere. Pile 3, some amethyst. And pile 4, some opalite. So feel free to pause the video, take as long as you need to figure out which one of these piles are for you. As always, in the description below, there will be timestamps so you can just jump right over to your reading whenever you're ready. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, pile 1, this is going to be your reading on what your life is going to look like once you finally lock in. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're going to start with this oracle deck and just see what we get here. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, so what this is telling me is that once you do finally lock in, whatever it is that you are looking to do or achieve, it's going to happen very quickly. You just need to make that make that move to take action and stay consistent in that action. But once you do that, once you can dedicate yourself to it, you're going to be, I think, pleasantly surprised at how quickly you are seeing the success. Step out of your comfort zone. Okay, so perhaps that's what's kind of been holding you back, is not stepping out of your comfort zone. Whenever we stay somewhere safe, like, in the same habits and patterns that we've been doing, even if it's not what we want, it's kind of what's safe to our body. But when we stay there, of course, nothing new and exciting is going to happen because we're just doing the same thing. Change won't just happen to you. I mean, some little changes might just happen to you, but for the most part, like, you have to be the kickstart to that change that you want in your life. and not only the kickstart, but the consistent drive to continue and pursue the change of whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish. So, I feel like maybe for some of you, this is going to be stepping out of your comfort zone in regards to like maybe career wise. Okay, this might be very specific, but I do feel like it applies to some people here. Like maybe some of you guys want to put yourself out there on social media more. That can be a little bit uncomfortable, but step out of your comfort zone. Like, who cares? Who cares if your very first thing you post is cringe? It's not cringe. I promise you're the only person thinking that. And if somebody else thinks that, then that's their own problem. That's a reflection of their own issues, okay? Who cares? To be cringe is to be free, okay? Maybe for some of you, you're a little bit nervous to make new connections, meet new people, new friends, and that's kind of making you, feel stuck, but you want the connection, or maybe these connections can help you further yourself in career or just whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you're doing in your life, whatever brings you joy. I think finding more community in that for you is going to be really beneficial just to kind of have others to relate to, others to talk to about it. And even on another flip side of things, anything that's like giving you a hard time, anything that you're struggling with, connecting with others on that is going to be very beneficial for you. So I think stepping out of your comfort zone in a more like social way and in a way that just kind of like, ooh, like taking up space. Allow yourself to exist and take up space in a way that you maybe wouldn't have before. That could be very beneficial for you. But also on another note, like stepping out of your comfort zone, like that could literally just be being disciplined and sticking to a new routine and a new schedule, whatever it is that's going to help you get laser focused and continue on this path of accomplishing your goals. Okay. So, whatever getting out of your comfort zone looks like for you, it's going to be very beneficial once you do it. And the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, so this is just some solid reassurance that once you get on this, once you get a solid plan and you stick to it and you really apply it to your life, not only are you going to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to work on very quickly, it's going to make all these other things that have been so difficult dissipate. You're no longer going to have to worry about that. And on top of the end of a tough cycle approaches, this could also be the cycle of bad habits, of breaking your own boundaries, letting yourself down, not respecting your own wants and desires. Those are all bad cycles, negative cycles that you can be stuck in. Okay, so once you can get laser focused and stick to a disciplined routine or structure or consistency, whatever that looks like for you, it's just going to bring so much ease into your life. So now let's go ahead and do some tarot cards, see what else we got coming up here. Okay, we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. So I think you're going to be viewing yourself in a completely different way once you start doing these things, because I think it's going to be quite surprising to you just how good you are at being consistent and doing what it is that you really set your mind to. And the reason I'm saying that is because when this card is in the upright, it can signify conflict, comparison, um, arguments, more so on like a peer level, right? And so what I'm getting from this is like once you put yourself out there, start doing the things that you need to be doing, you're no longer going to be in a headspace where you're constantly comparing yourself to other people and kind of wondering why like things are different for you or maybe harder for you or however that may be, right? Like especially with social media, it's so easy to compare. But we have to remember that is just social media. That's only a snippet we see of somebody's life. So whatever it is that you are really wanting to shift in your life, it's going to make you have more self respect and you're going to start seeing yourself on the same level as others, or maybe even on a higher level as others. But you have to remember, it's not about this like competition of being better or worse than other people. Like that competition is within yourself. And that's something else that this can signify is like conflict resolution. So you're no longer going in that back and forth in that mental space between feeling like you are not good enough or not worthy enough. You're finally seeing your worth. You're no longer comparing yourself to others. You're no longer having petty disagreements and arguments over little things that really like that are just like, okay, where am I going with this? Let me back up my words because I know what I'm trying to say, but I feel like it wasn't coming out in the right way. Okay. So sometimes when we're in a state of comparing ourselves to others or being in like conflict or just feeling like we're like not good enough, it can make us a little bit defensive about things that kind of either don't matter or we shouldn't really be defensive about, right? And I feel like through this conflict resolution and seeing yourself as more deserving as you do currently, that's going to alleviate some of that tension, that little like conflict or pettiness or whatever it is that you may kind of experience with other people from time to time. Yeah, so I definitely see your self worth skyrocketing and seeing yourself as equals to others instead of like somebody who's not good enough. We have the King of Wands in reverse. So you're going to be moving away from a lifestyle that feels unaligned. And what I mean by that is having certain goals and desires, but not acting on them. And that makes quite a lot of sense that that's what you would be moving away from once you finally, put some discipline into yourself and stay consistent and, really lock in like we're talking about. You're no longer going to be feeling like there's a disconnect between your goals and your mindset and who you are. You're going to start kind of melting every aspect of you together to create the best version of yourself. And what I mean by that is like your goals and your wants, well, it's going to mesh in with the part of you that takes action because you're taking action that align with your goals and wants. So for example, let's say you find yourself not having, okay, I'm going to give a personal example here. So sometimes I feel like I don't have enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. And then I realized, oh, I just stood here for like 15 minutes doom scrolling to try and find the quote unquote right video to watch while I washed the dishes when I could have just washed the dishes and already been done by now. Okay, so that is an unaligned action because it's making me feel like I don't have enough time. I'm just kind of procrastinating. It's making me feel a little bit more stressed and it's taking me longer to get the freaking dishes done. Okay, so that is an example of moving away from that type of feeling and mindset and action conflict there. You're now going to be moving into a space where it makes sense. It feels easier. And sometimes it won't feel the easiest, but it'll feel correct. It'll feel right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some more cards and see what else. Here we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So I feel like something you've also been kind of struggling with is filling your own cup. Again, like if you don't see yourself as good enough as other people or as worthy enough as other people for the things you desire, sometimes you tend to put your needs and your thoughts and your feelings completely last. You put everything else first, and that drains your cup. That can leave you feeling burnt out and unhappy and a little bit lost. So, something else that I really see you accomplishing once you kind of get locked in is starting to fill your cup. I think these are also, this is a good indicator of the ways you can lock in, okay? So this is what you're going to be moving away from and what needs attention in your life to help you lock in. So stop comparing yourself, make aligned actions, and start doing things that make you genuinely happy, that are filling your cup. So for me, that looks like coloring pictures. For other people, that maybe is video games, reading books, going outside, things that genuinely make you feel better. This is going to really help you because having that equal amount of time for like rest and rejuvenation as you do hard work is so important for your brain. And here we have the Hermit. So I think in reverse. Okay. So I think maybe isolation is something that has been a little that has been an issue for you, okay? And this could look like canceling plans. This could look like just kind of keeping to yourself, not really expressing your feelings and your thoughts in the way that you are wanting to or deserving to be able to do. And so it's a part of what is going to be stepping out of your comfort zone is, again, like I was saying earlier, like getting with a community. Stop isolating yourself because that can just feel so alone. It feels isolating, and then we can start to kind of doubt ourselves and doubt our experience. But when we connect with others who can understand us and maybe have been through something similar, it's just going to help us so, so, so much in feeling more valid. And maybe we can get some information from them on what helped you. How can this help me? What did you do to accomplish this goal? Maybe I can apply some of that to my life. It's not about copying, but it's about connecting and throwing ideas off of each other and just having a safe space to express yourself, because that, like, a lot of people don't realize just how important that is, especially when trying to navigate something challenging like a life shift. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do a few more oracle cards. What else is life going to look like once you finally lock in? Here we have kindness. So, okay, you are going to be capable of putting a lot more kindness out there to yourself and to others. And in return, you are going to be receiving a lot of kindness. Something that I don't think you are fully aware of is just how many people are going to be so proud of you and love you for being your authentic self and staying true to yourself and accomplishing your goals. Okay. And I think that's going to be something huge once you start doing this and stick to it. The amount of kindness that you're going to receive, the support that you're going to receive is going to be so huge, and it's going to feel so good and validating and all of the great things. And I think that's just going to be a new cycle in your life of kindness, filling your own cup, filling other people's cups. They're going to be filling your cup. It's just like a nice happy cycle of love and kindness is what's kind of coming through here. Um, let's see what else we have. Family. So for some of you, you may be deepening your family connections. Maybe you're getting into a headspace where you're taking care of yourself better. So maybe you're able to show up better for your children if you have them. Maybe you're able to show up better for your partners or your parents or just whoever it is in your life, in your family, whether it's your chosen family or your blood family. Through this, you're going to be able to have deeper connections and show up better for them. And not only that, but for some of you, again, not all of you, maybe you're going to start creating your family or expanding your family because of everything you'll be implementing in your life. It's going to make things feel more easy, and you're just going to feel like you're taking more lead of your life. The King of Wands is about leadership, taking charge, right? And so if you're working towards making more aligned actions, that's all about taking charge. And if you're doing that, you feel more confident and in control of your day-to-day life. So for some of you, this may look like expanding your family. Um, and let's see what else we have here. But for others, if that's not your goal, then just deepening your connections and being able to show up better for them than you have been. And then here we have play. So you're going to have so much more fun. You're going to have so many more opportunities to have fun. And not only that, but your mindset and your perspective is going to be shifted. I feel like maybe some of you take things a little bit too seriously. And sometimes that can be, a good thing to take life really serious, but sometimes it can get in the way of being able to just enjoy the little things in life. So try and implement that now. But this is something that's going to be super, like, what's the word? Relieving, I guess. It's just going to be such a nice change to have your headspace cleared of all the doubt and worry and, oh, I need to be doing this but I don't really feel like doing it, and just kind of having that back and forth. All of that clutter is going to be gone, and you're going to have a much easier time taking a joke or cracking a joke yourself, or just being able to be silly and have fun. So try and implement these things as much as you can in the current, and you will bring all of this to you faster. That's how, like, the law of attraction works, right? So think about how it is you want to feel. You want to feel equal. You want to feel in charge of your life. You want to feel emotionally fulfilled. You want to have connections and meaningful relationships, right? So if you can imagine what all of that would feel like, try and implement that as much as you can right now, and it will only come to you faster. Okay. Lastly, here we are going to do one of these cards of this Oracle deck. I really like it because there's like a negative and positive to it, right? And so this is going to indicate kind of what mindset or personality or like personality trait, whatever it is that you're going to be really shifting um, through this lock-in mode that you'll be implementing and what that'll look like for you. Oh, here we have the healer cannabis. Love. Okay. So, with the healer card, you're you are healing yourself. You are turning your love inwards. And not only from that, not only from you healing yourself are you turning it inwards, you're going to be turning it outwards, okay? So again, that cycle of kindness, just overall feeling more in charge, more happy. This is going to be like a full circle moment and you are going to feel like just so much better. Yeah, this is just you are moving into that healing energy. So instead of neglecting your needs, like I was talking about earlier, putting everything else first, yourself last, that's what you're going to be stepping away from. And finally putting yourself first and becoming the healer not only for others but for yourself. Finally taking yourself seriously enough and respecting yourself enough to implement all the things that is you want to do. So whether that's for your physical health, your mental health, making a shift in your career, your social life, whatever this looks like for you, whatever's been really on your mind, it's going to be so healing for you to finally do this. You are deserving and worthy of it. So I really hope you are able to soon find your ideal method of locking in. It's going to be fantastic for you, and I hope this was some really good motivation to get going on that. So that is going to be your reading for today, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Group number 2, this is going to be your reading on what your life will finally look like once you lock in. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, here we have the moon card in reverse. So you're going to be really letting go of some anxiety and fears and being able to connect with yourself on a higher level. Okay, so this is letting go of any of those doubts on yourself or any just doubts of like the universe, right? So it's kind of like letting go, being able to trust in that what is meant for you will happen for you, and then being able to connect to yourself on a more intuitive level. So maybe taking some more time for meditation, journaling, just whatever it is that's going to connect you with your higher self is going to be so crucial in this. And I see that being a big part of your journey of locking in. And not only that being a big part of your journey, but when you have been consistently locked in, it's going to be so easy to let go of all those doubts, all those fears, any anything that you didn't trust is what I'm trying to say. That's all going to be gone. You're going to let go of that because you're finally stepping into a place where you trust yourself and your intuition and you're taking it seriously. So, once you do that, everything kind of falls into place. And so then you no longer have the same doubts and fears that you have been having. Let's see what else we get here. Group number 2. Here we have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Ooh, okay. So once you are fully locked in, you are going to be gaining just the best clarity on what it is that you're trying to achieve. More clarity on yourself, the direction that you're going, what it is that you really fully want the outcome, like the end outcome to look like, on how you're going to get there. And with the Knight of Swords, this is like you're taking action on that. So through you getting locked in, it's like you're going to be motivating yourself through every step that you take. There's going to be just a bit more success and clarity in some form or fashion. Really look out for that. Really look out for how every single thing you're doing is aligning you to your bigger goal, your end picture, because that in itself is going to be so motivating for you. And you're just going to be on it. Like, this is a card of knowledge, truth, trust. She is strong in her convictions. She knows exactly what she wants and she knows exactly how she's going to get it. And he is not waiting around, he is taking action. So, again, like this lock in era for you that you will be stepping into is just going to be full of ambition, action, letting go of fears, letting go of your doubts, and just going for it. It's going to be really liberating and really empowering. Here we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So, moving away from a lack mindset. Maybe some of you have had some money struggles, and this is something that you're going to be moving away from once you're locked in. It's going to be maybe way easier for you to bring an income in than you realized before. Maybe it's not so hard like it has been. Maybe for some of you, this is just a lack mindset. Maybe it's always been easier to complain or look at the negative side of things, and you're sick of that. And you're trying to really shift that. So, you're going to be locking in a way where you're really aware of your thoughts, your perspective. And when you shift that and work on rewiring that subconscious part of your brain, it becomes so easy. It's like your natural instinct now. And that in itself will be super motivating and give you more clarity and understanding of who you are and where you're going. And then also, this could indicate some health problems. So maybe some of you want to get on top of your health. You want to eat better, you want to drink better, have a better sleep schedule, work out, whatever that looks like for you and your health. Maybe there's a health condition going on and you just want to get on top of it, make your doctor's appointments, whatever it is. You're going to be putting yourself in a position where you are now in control and in charge of that. It is no longer controlling you, you are controlling it. Okay. So, however, this makes sense for you, whether it's your health, your money, your mindset, it's all going to be moving from a place of lack to a place of growth. Now, let's go ahead and do some oracle cards here. See what else we get for group number 2 once you finally lock in. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got so many, but I feel like we have to go with it. So we're just going to do it. Have faith in your dreams. Lines up with this one. Letting go of that trust and that doubt. You're going to put it here. A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, so knowing that when you do finally take action, like there's nothing to worry about because it's only going to be better for you. Okay. Ooh, here's a message. You can either make the hard choice to continue to stay where you're at, feel overwhelmed, feel out of control, or make the hard choice to try something new and stay disciplined. The only difference is this one, staying new, staying new, trying something new and staying disciplined leads to a happy ending. The other one, staying where you're at, feeling out of control, leads to more depression, more freak out, okay? So when you move forward and apply this to your life, a win-win outcome is forecast. Literally only the best thing can happen for you. Your hard work is paying off, okay? So clearly, this just means to keep going, stay motivated. It's going to work out for you. Don't doubt it. And the more you put into it, the more you will get out of it. That's not saying to overwork yourself, but what it is saying is to just be intentional and a little bit conscious about every choice, action, decision, whatever it may be that you are making or experiencing. Be very conscious of it and question yourself sometimes, if there's a way that you feel about something and you're like, oh, I don't want to feel this way, like, oh, maybe I'm getting into that headspace or I'm just complaining or thinking the worst again, ask yourself and be like, why do I feel this way? What makes me feel so negative about this experience when it's probably not that big of a deal, right? And once you start to question yourself, it opens a dialogue in your brain to kind of dissect it. And you can do this in a way that's non judgmental. So, yeah, that's just, sorry, I feel like I kind of went off on a little tangent there, but that's something else that's coming up. Like, your hard work is paying off. It is super worth it. And the way you can continue that hard work is just to kind of be mindful of everything you're doing and to ask yourself questions. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, so that's kind of like what I was saying a little bit. Is like when you question yourself and inspect the whys and the hows, maybe like how it came about and why you are feeling that way and how you can work through it, all of that stuff, it really does open up the bigger picture of who you are, why you feel the way you feel, why you act the way you act, all of that, right? And then once you have that understanding, it's so much easier to hone in on what you need to shift and how you can approach it. Also, looking at the bigger picture can sometimes look like looking at your end goal and recognizing the baby steps that you have to take now and how much that's going to benefit you in your future. Sometimes it's not always about instant gratification, and that can be really hard. Here we have show the world the real you. So, stepping out of your comfort zone, letting go of that self doubt, letting go of those anxieties, and just trusting that you are the best version of yourself when you can fully be yourself. Not what anybody else wants you to be, only who you want to be. The only person you need to impress is yourself. And then here we have work through your fears. So this also makes a lot of sense with the moon card, letting go of those fears and doubts. The only way out is through. So you need to face them, work through them, and don't feel sorry about it. Like, recognize that working through these difficult things is a normal human experience. Like it's okay to have a hard time. It's okay to be unsure. It's okay to struggle. But, the more you can be accepting of where you have been at, the easier it is to move away from that and move past it. Okay, let's do some more oracle cards. Here we have collaborate. So maybe getting with other people who have been through similar can be helpful for you. If this is a money situation, getting with professionals that can help you with your finances, or maybe getting with others in like a work environment, maybe collaborating as a team on something in your place of work, or as like a little side thing that you're doing. This can apply in many different ways. If this is a health thing, getting with a professional medical team or other people with the same health issues, like maybe a Facebook group or something like that, where you can have community and connect and just understand each other a little bit more. If this is a lack mindset thing, collaborating with a professional therapist, or again, others who have struggled with this, maybe friends or whoever it is that you can like feel confident in and trust with this information. But either way, no matter how this makes sense to you, it's about getting with other people who are understanding of your situation and who could potentially help you in some form or fashion. And then we also have play. So once you lock in, you're going to be able to have more fun. It's really going to open up some doors because you're kind of letting go of all this cluttered space in your mind. It's going to open up some more doors for fun, for jokes, lightheartedness, just being silly. You're going to find yourself like, I don't know, just being able to kind of channel that like childlike energy a little bit more and just seeing things in a beautiful way that maybe you would have ignored like a few weeks ago because you were so caught up in all the what ifs, ands, or buts. But yeah, so locking in is going to bring you a whole lot of clarity, a lot of peace, a lot of new relationships in your life, be it peers or professionally or, in some medical way, like however this makes sense to you. It's just going to bring so much more control and trust and happiness into your life. Now, we're going to do one of these cards to finish off. I really like them because there's like a negative and a positive, and this is going to show kind of what energy you are moving away from and moving into with this locked in era of yours. Ooh, courage of convictions, the Arum Lily. Okay, so this is so cool that this card is coming up because it lines up so much. I'm messing up the cards here with your Queen of Swords card, okay? These two right here. I'm just going to put them on top. Sorry, it's ugly now. But, okay. So, like I was saying with the Queen of Swords, she knows exactly what it is that she wants. She is like, she has so much clarity. She knows her truth, and she is going to do exactly what she has to do to get where she needs to get. And courage of convictions, the Iron Lily, she's the exact same way. If she wants something, she does not feel guilty or ashamed to do what she has to do to accomplish it. If she needs to put herself out there and maybe, like, I don't know, okay, this is just going to be a random example. It doesn't have to be specific to your situation, but it's just kind of coming to my mind. But like sometimes women, and if you're not a woman, you'll still understand this, but like sometimes women have a hard time being taken seriously because we're women, okay? And something that a woman can do because she doesn't care what other people may think is march her butt right into wherever she's wanting to work at. Let's say it's like a nice place, but mainly men work there, right? she can walk right in there and stand in her truth and tell them exactly why she is going to work there and why she is worthy of working there and why they want her working there. And somebody who is that strong in their convictions and their goals and their wants and shameless about it, they're going to get it, okay? So, hopefully that analogy made sense to you, but it's being able to shamelessly put yourself out there and recognize what you are worthy and deserving of, no matter what anybody else may think. So, you have probably in the past kind of neglected that part of yourself where you want something, but oh, like, I don't know, that sounds a little tricky to accomplish, so I'm not going to try. Or, I couldn't do that. Like, that couldn't be me. I would love to, but I just don't think I can do that, right? So, stepping out of that headspace and moving into one that's believing in yourself and finally believing that you are worthy of everything you want. So, sounds like your lock in era is just going to be full of clarity and confidence. That is what's really coming through. So, group number two, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, sending you all the loving energy and see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, group number three, this is going to be your reading on what your life is going to look like once you finally lock in. So let's go ahead and start out with this oracle deck here. What this one does, I love it so much, is it's going to let you know an energy that you are moving out of and moving into. So let's go ahead and see what comes up for you. Group number three. Here we have catharsis. Okay. So once you finally lock in, something that's going to be much different in your life is the level of irritation and anger that you may be feeling and experiencing in hard moments, or maybe even just all the time, okay? Depending on your situation. So something that you've may have been experiencing is having a hard time seeing the positives in anything. Maybe everything is an issue, right? Maybe everything feels like it's just a little too hard or a little too difficult. Some days you can, like, I don't know, maybe accidentally spill a little bit of milk on the counter while you're pouring your cereal and it's like, meh, okay. Other days that might happen and it's like, oh my God, why is everything so hard? Why is this always happen to me? Blah, 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 right? That's just an example. So maybe that's something you've been kind of struggling with. Maybe you find yourself feeling just really irritated at yourself and the people around you. Like maybe you've been in a place of overstimulation or overwhelm. There's perhaps just a lot of stressors or just things going in your life that are causing you to feel like you are maxed out. Okay. So once you lock in and get a plan and stick to it, oh my gosh, will that be going away? And you're going to have a much easier time navigating and managing your feelings, your emotions. You're going to feel less irritable. You're going to feel less angry. You're going to be able to communicate yourself in a more effective way and have more tools and understanding on how to feel better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some tarot cards and see what else to expect once you finally lock in. Ooh, here we have the Emperor. So you're going to be reclaiming your power back. This is huge. So no longer feeling like you are victim to everything and like everything is so hard. You are stepping into your power. You are taking charge. You are going to be deciding how you're going to be feeling. And it's just going to be so liberating. Okay. So no longer feeling victim to everything and recognizing that life is not that serious. You are okay. You are safe. Everything will be okay, and you are the complete leader of your life. Okay, so whatever it is that you want to be doing, spend your time doing that. If there's something that you don't really feel that great about, say no to it. Like, stop putting yourself in these positions where you are overburdening yourself with things that don't matter to you. Okay, not in a selfish way, but in a way where you're no longer putting yourself last. Because that's a lot of times where these feelings can kind of come from. Your needs are not being met. It is time to fill your needs. Take charge, put yourself first. If you need accommodations to help yourself not feel so overstimulated, then do it. If you need less on your plate, so stop being a people pleaser so you can put your health, mental or physical first, then do it, okay? So, however that looks like for you, start taking charge and respecting yourself enough to do what's best for you. Oh my gosh. And then we have the sun card. So once you are implementing all of this, you're going to feel so much more like you. A weight will be lifted off your shoulders. You're going to feel so much happier. You're going to have an easier time putting yourself out there, communicating. Your light is just going to be shining so brightly. I really see a very joyful, positive future for you that maybe you don't even realize you can fully like create in your life at this moment, but you absolutely can. It's all about shifting, from this victim mindset. And of course that's easier said than done, but you are fully capable of it and worthy of it, because once you start putting yourself first, you're going to easily move away from this, okay? Ooh, we also have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So, something that I think you're going to be discovering through this journey is that what's going to help you feel more in charge of yourself is having more organization and structure in your life. So, maybe decluttering will be helpful. Maybe there's something kind of out of order with your health practices that's kind of coming through, like let's say like the way that you eat. What are you putting in your body? That can really have an effect on how you're feeling and how you show up for yourself and others. So maybe that needs some more attention. And maybe not only what are you putting in your body, but when, right? Because this is all about structure, organization. So are you binging a bunch of cookies before bedtime? It happens, but we shouldn't do it every day, right? That'll make us feel, more tired, more lethargic, and that makes everything else feel so hard, right? So little things like that can make such a difference. Maybe for some of you, part of what's making you feel so anxious and irritable and all of these things so out of control could be some money issues. Maybe there's an imbalance in your income to bill ratio and you're feeling stressed about it. So maybe you kind of need to put in some stricter rules on yourself for that, right? And that's going to feel like, oddly enough, putting more restrictions on that, more rules on that will be more freeing because you're now in control of it. Okay. So take that as it resonates, as it could be those few different things there. Let's see what else we get here. Oh, we got two. Okay, we have the Chariot and the Strength card. So let's start with the Chariot. This is all about action and movement forward. This could also signify travel. So perhaps once you are in this headspace, in this new version of you who is dedicated to yourself, to your growth, your health, your just overall personal development, you're going to be moving forward in a direction that is just full of more success and all of these things. But also for some of you, this may even be an opportunity to travel. This could look like traveling, of course, somewhere to go on vacation. This could also just look like traveling in a sense of just being more mobile. You're feeling more confident to get yourself out there, right? So maybe a part of you is kind of moving around. Maybe you're going out with friends more. Maybe you are going and exploring areas that you have always wanted to. Like for some reason, hiking, like national parks are kind of coming to my brain. So maybe if you really wanted to go explore and just be one with nature or something like that, you're going to have the opportunity to do that. Okay, and of course, that's not the exact scenario for everyone, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying here in the sense that you are going to be more free, more mobile, more movement will be in your life. And then with the Strength card, this is all about trust in yourself and in the universe and recognizing that you are fully in charge of your circumstances and all the potential that you carry in your life. The infinity sign is all about potential. And when you look at the imagery here, like she's sticking her hands in this lion's mouth, and he could totally chomp her hands off, right? But he's not. And she's trusting in that. And she is, confident enough in her strength on holding this lion's mouth open that she's going to be fine. And there's so much potential in fully believing in yourself in that way. So let's go ahead and do a few more oracle cards to see what else we get for you. Group number 3. This one here. It's a time to give rather than to take. Okay, so I like to think about this card in this way. Instead of constantly taking the quote unquote easy way out, which is doing the thing that feels more normal to you, or the shortcut, right? Kind of half assing things. That's the best I can explain it. Instead of doing that because it feels easier in the moment, think about the bigger picture, and it's time to give to yourself what you are truly worthy of. So, putting in full effort. Finally, giving yourself the health routine that you need instead of taking the easy way out and doing what, brings you the most comfort, right? Do what's best for you. It's time to give rather than to take, because right now, or you have been, if not currently, if you've already started working on this, wonderful. But if you either recently have been or are currently kind of doing this thing where you are taking away your opportunity for growth, for health, for money, for um, just fully living, because you keep making these choices to stay stuck in this cycle, like that's not going to get you anywhere. So it's time to fully give to yourself everything that you are wanting and worthy of, because that's only going to make things better for you in the long run. Okay, what else do we have coming up here? Here we have, don't let your past hold you back. This is huge because a lot of times when we have been through struggles, especially ones pertaining to our mental health, right? With frustrations, irritability, anger, all of that kind of stuff. Once you start moving past that and moving away from it, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky because you're like, oof, like now I'm growing and I'm learning and I recognize these patterns in myself and I hate them. It's something that a lot of people can feel a lot of shame for. And that makes sense because we don't want to be that way. But at the same time, shaming yourself is not going to do any good. And that can just keep you kind of stuck in that past because you're not moving away from it. So, this is kind of calling you to really look at how things happen and recognize that is what it is. But now, it's only allowed me to become more aware of who I am and where I've come from and who I want to be. So use that as your motivation and inspiration to continue doing what's best for you, instead of as information you kind of hold against yourself to put yourself down when you're already feeling stressed. Okay. And then let's just do a few more of these here. Here we have grow. So recognizing that when something happens that feels like, okay, that didn't go as planned, or maybe this is a little bit of a setback, it's okay because it's only giving you an opportunity to grow, right? See that as an opportunity of, what is this trying to teach me? What can I take from this? What can I learn from this? Rather than, oh no, my tail got chopped off. Like, it's okay, it's going to grow back. Okay, so work on that negative mindset. Confidence. This is going to be huge. You're going to be embodying a lot of confidence. And again, just stepping into this energy in general. Like, of course, this is the stuff that you should be implementing during your lock in time, but this is all the stuff that's going to come really easy to you as well once you've been consistent on this. Okay. So your confidence is going to go up, your self worth is going to go up, and your ability to trust in yourself is going to go up as well. That's going to be a huge part of your growth. And then lastly, we have provide. Okay, so being able to provide yourself with everything that you need on on a level of mental care, physical care, and money. Okay, those are all the things that are coming through that you're just going to be able to take more charge of once you address these difficulties in your life. You're going to be more of a provider for yourself, right? Time to give rather than to take. You're going to be providing yourself with the proper nutrients, with the proper care and empathy. It's just going to be a time of taking complete control. Oops, I hit the mic. Sorry if that was crazy sounding, but it's just going to be a time of taking complete control over your life. Okay, so group number 3, that is your reading. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Group number 4, this is going to be your reading on what your life is going to look like once you lock in. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Ooh, fear. You are going to be facing your fears and releasing them. Okay, so this is going to be okay. So locking in is going to look like you no longer putting off the things that stress you out. Okay, this is going to take a lot of self confrontation here, and that in itself could be a fear, not wanting to face the things that you are struggling with fully, because that sounds a little bit scary and daunting. But I promise you, once you start doing this, you know, I should say stop procrastinating. I feel like maybe some of you guys are procrastinators. So once you can face those fears, you're gonna realize that, oh, it really wasn't that bad. And you're gonna equally as easily as you did face them, let go of them. And they're going to stop being such prevalent fears in your life because you're finally working through them. We also have secret. So, through this, you're going to be discovering something about yourself that you are not even aware of. I feel like there's going to be either a belief system, something you believe about either yourself or the world or other people is going to develop that you're now going to be aware of once you do start working through these fears. Maybe it's a deeper understanding of yourself, why you are the way you are. Maybe some of these fears come from negative cycles in your childhood that you've experienced, right? And now you're an adult and now you are kind of projecting those experiences onto your life, right? So perhaps through facing these fears, there's going to be something you learn about yourself as far as your healing goes and who you are and why you feel the way you feel. This can also indicate some truths are going to come about, right? Once you start facing your fears and confronting these things that are difficult to you, there's may for some of you be something that comes about that's just going to be like, whoa, that makes so much sense. I have so much more clarity now. Now I can make choices easier because I know this thing that I didn't know before, and I'm going to fully trust in it and be able to make a hard decision because of the thing that I now know. Okay. So I think that's only for some of you though. But yeah, either way, you're going to be discovering something that you didn't know before. Oh, and then yeah, here we have reveal. So revealing your true self throughout this process. I think once you get locked in, the big message coming here is authenticity. Finding out who you truly are, who you want to be, and how you can make those two come together. Sorry, I couldn't figure out like what words I wanted to use for that, but like mesh together, right? The person that you know you are and the person that you really want to be. So, yeah, bringing that all together, revealing your true self, finding things out about yourself that have maybe been hidden due to these fears taking over and kind of controlling your life and dictating your actions, okay? So, let's go ahead and do some tarot cards and see what else we get here for you. Group number 4. Here we have the 10 of Wands. So you have been feeling overburdened and overworked, and maybe that's from these fears, these anxieties, these doubts, whatever it may be. There is so much on your plate right now. You have been doing so much that you can't even see where you're going. You're so in your head, your mental focus on all of these things, and it's not allowing you to move in the direction that is meant for you. You are just getting stuck. However, the wonderful thing about the 10 of Wands, with it being a 10, means it's coming to an end. Okay, so locking in, facing these fears of yours, letting go of all these other things that are just kind of perpetuating that procrastination, perpetuating that resistance to face these, you're going to be letting go of that. It's coming to an end. So that's the wonderful thing about the number 10 and the tarot card. Here we also have the Temperance in reverse. So you're going to be moving from an imbalanced energy to one that is balanced and having more patience. So something that's kind of coming up here is part of this issue with fear and anxiety and worry comes from not having patience and worrying that things are not going to happen soon enough or at the right time or in the right way. And it just kind of ends up making you spiral when you start to think all of those things, right? However, when you can come to a place of acceptance and trust, you become more patient. And when you start to really try and ask questions to understand the process and like why things are the way they are, why you're feeling how you're feeling, when you start really asking those questions, it makes it easier to recognize that, oh, you do just need to have some patience and balance, to trust in yourself And know that as long as you stay consistent, stay locked in, whatever is meant for you is going to happen. It's going to work out for you. So, moving away from a place of fear and imbalance and a lack in patience to one that's more calm, letting go of all that excess baggage and coming to a place of more calmness, more patience in your life. Here we have the Sun card. So, feeling more authentic to yourself, exactly like what I was saying earlier, revealing who your true self is, learning a secret about yourself, about how you think, how you feel, something you've never really addressed in yourself before. You're going to be shining so brightly once you can finally face these fears, face these things that have been blocking you from allowing you to be your true self. You're going to have so much more fun. There's going to be this childlike energy coming through, and you're just going to be able to shine authentically in a way that you haven't before. And it might feel a little bit weird at first, but it's going to be so freeing. And then here we have the Emperor. Okay. He is all about leadership and taking charge. He is the man in charge. So, stepping like, okay, once you face your fears and you start revealing who you really are to the world and to yourself, you give yourself your power back. You're like, dang, like I didn't realize I was this capable or this cool or that I liked myself this much. Because once you can be true to yourself, you really start to fall in love with yourself and care about yourself more, right? And then that gives you your power back. You start realizing the things that you want, the things that you don't want, and you're able to kind of dictate that in a way that's healthy for you and the people around you. So let's go ahead and do some more tarot cards and just see what else is coming up for you. Why is that in here? Okay, that's interesting. We're gonna go with it. So Five of Pentacles was like randomly in here, so let's go with that for you. So something this can talk about is a lack mindset. Okay, so perhaps part of this fear that you're kind of needing to address is what if everything goes wrong, catastrophizing things, right? So that's something you're going to be moving away from. Is this like victim mentality that everything is always going to be so bad and always so hard and blah, blah, blah? Moving away from that. This can also signify some health issues. If you are struggling with any health issues, you're going to be finally taking charge of those things and not feeling shame for it, whether that's physical health or mental health. Being able to step up into a place. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Let's say this is mental health or even physical health. I think for some of you, there's been a lot going on in your brain that you are like, that's making you freak out. You're feeling anxious, depressed, worried, scared, right? Once you confront that, go get a diagnosis, go talk to a doctor, whatever it is, you're going to be revealing a secret, something about yourself that you didn't realize. Maybe you're neurodivergent. That's kind of coming through. Maybe you're not. This is only for some of you here, okay? But if that's the case, you're going to be able to no longer feel like you're in lack because you understand yourself better, and now you're able to shine better. You're no longer overstimulated and overburdened because you know how to accommodate yourself better. Okay, maybe some of you, this is a more physical health thing and you're like, oh, like, why am I hurting all the time? Why can't I do these things? Well, maybe you'll find out something about yourself like, ooh, this can indicate like shoulder and back pain here. Okay, maybe you've been struggling with that. So, whatever it is that you're going to find out, if the health stuff pertains to you, it'll be freeing because you'll know how to accommodate yourself better. And then the other aspect of this could be money. Maybe lack money, feeling not abundant, struggling with money. Maybe that's caused some fear in you. And it's kind of caused you to think that money is always going to be hard to come by and that sort of thing. And so, finally, facing these fears, facing why has it been so hard? What can you do different in your life to change this around? Is it your mindset towards money? Is it your actions towards money? All of these things, right? Either way, money, health, lack mindset, it will be shifting to a place where you are now in charge. Okay, now let's do some oracle cards and see what else we got. Balance spirituality and practicality. Okay, so making sure that, while we're allowing ourselves to daydream and think about the feelings, how we want to feel, right? That's how we manifest. Think about the feeling, feel it now as much as you can, and then it kind of comes to you. But also, on the flip side of that, like, you need to have a practical plan. You can't just daydream and think all the things and want it to change. Like, you have to physically implement these these plans, right? So that's where being locked in comes from. Coming up with a plan and sticking to it. Being consistent is the best thing you can do. So making sure you're having that balance of dreaming, manifesting, and taking physical action. Conclusions are within reach. So once you are locked in and you start making the moves and staying consistent on it, you are going to get answers way sooner than I think you realize you would have on these tough situations that you may be facing. So hopefully that is some motivation for you as well, that it's not going to be too long before you start really seeing the benefits and just how helpful this whole situation will be for you once you start it. And then, okay, the cool thing about this, accept your fate, Belladonna. The cool thing about these cards, this is what we're going to end on, is that they all talk about like a negative and a positive. So this is talking about the energy that you are moving away from and moving into. So this is accept your fate. So this makes a lot of sense. Fears that you may have been ignoring, whether that's again with your health, your money, your mindset, just whatever it is that you have been fearful of, that you've been procrastinating addressing. Like clearly that's what you've been struggling with, right? To accept your life, to accept your fate, to accept where you are at and where your actions are leading you. But on the flip side, when you take control of that, you're moving in it to a position where it's so much easier to accept your fate because you are in charge of your fate. You are creating the life that you want, that you are deserving of. You're doing all the things that you should be doing and that you are deserving of. Okay. So then it's so much easier to accept who you are and accept where you are in life because you know that you are proud of every decision that you are making in that moment. So, yeah, that is your reading group number 4. I'm really excited for you. I know this sounds like an intimidating time, but it's only going to be so, so, so beneficial for you. And I can't wait for you to get all the answers that you are looking for. So, yeah, with that being said, if you enjoyed your reading, please give me a like and subscribe. And that's it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.